What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts Reviews and I watched the movie Bad Boys 2. Yeah, it, they're a funny duo, you know. That I definitely like their characters of Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Um, they're just they're a great character duo, you know. Um, so let's just start with the movie. We're in an ecstasy lab in Amsterdam, which I actually find kind of weird. You know, yeah, yes, there's probably some ecstasy labs, you know, in Amsterdam or somewhere in that vicinity, probably, you know. But to be honest, most of the labs are in the province in the east of, you know, in the east, from the east of me, you know, um, in North Brabant, and that's very well known, you know. I think, well, I thought it was ecstasy or it was another kind of drug. But if I'm correct, we have the largest uh, amount of that certain drug labs of whole Europe, I think, or maybe from the world. I don't know for sure which one. But yeah, we apparently we have a lot of, I think, ecstasy labs. Yeah, you know, we're famous for our weed, but you know, for smoking weed and shit. But you know, we're not famous for having so many ecstasy labs. You know, and I don't think that's even a well-known fact outside of the Netherlands. You know, well, and even within the Netherlands, I don't think it's common knowledge. But you know, and I don't know if that's still like this or it was just, you know, 10 years ago or, you know, 15 years ago. But um, yeah. And if I'm incorrect, I'm sorry. You know? Then correct me in the comment section, because you know, I just love trivia knowledge. You know, so, anyway, but we're now in a movie in an ecstasy lab in Amsterdam, which is not in North Brabant, but it's in North Holland. You know, it's the province above me, well, the north of me. I'm in South Holland, you know, South Holland, and that's it, North Holland. Even though I did work close to it, yeah, I worked at Schiphol or Schiphol. Um, People would, yeah, English speakers would say, um, it's close to Amsterdam, yeah. Anyway, um, in the lab, and we're under some glass, you know, it's dark, and then we see somebody, you know, wipe um, something. You know, we can see the person partially. Um, we then see a mountain of powder. I don't know if it's coke. I don't know if it's so if it's the powder that they press and into into making pills. Or maybe they press the powder that hard with machines that it turns into a solid pill. I don't know. I don't know how they do this. I'm not in the drug business. Drug selling business. I partake in weed. So you know, smoking weed. I partake in smoking weed. Every day. Currently, I have a joint laying right here next to me. So yeah. Anyway, um, yeah, a mountain of powder. Um, we then see something going around and around, whatever. Um, we see pills on a treadmill, going by. And then we get an above close-up shot of the pills, and there is an imprint on all the pills of usually they have something on the like a smiley face or whatever, and these had you have from usually trucks have those mud flaps hanging behind the wheels, and there's a lady uh, sitting on there, those that lady is on those pills. um I don't, I don't know if she has a specific name, and even though if she has a specific name, I don't know, probably not common knowledge what her name is, but you probably have seen her on some mud flaps. Yeah, I don't know what you call those. Those things that behind the wheels of a truck. Um, Usually at the very end of the truck. Behind the last wheels. They're hanging. Um, I think. Anyway. Um, Bills. Yeah, for a lady on there. Yeah. We're now flying over mountains of, well, not mountains, but lots and lots and lots of pills. And then the camera goes back and it closes because those pills were laying in a coffin. And then we zoom a bit further out and we see two other coffins which are, I assume, are full of pills. I never heard of that of that measurement before. A coffin of maybe people, but not pills. But if you don't know what's going to next, watch the movie yourself. Yeah. Marcus got shot in the ass. Well, through the ass, through a butt cheek, by uh, Mike. But that was legit because Mike tried to shoot down a guy that had a shotgun that was behind Marcus. And he was about to shoot Marcus, so Mike shot his gun, and then Marcus just bended over or something and just got in the way of the uh, in the way of the bullet. Yeah. Um, I don't say it's his own fault, but yeah, because he couldn't have known. But yeah, it's probably very painful, being shot. Oof. What I liked about this movie is that they provided their own subtitles, well, their own translation for two sentences. But I like it. Usually you have to put on some subtitles to get a translation of what the fuck you're saying. But I like that they provided them themselves. Appreciate it a lot. Um, there was a whole shootout in a traffic collision, which was pretty cool, between cops and robbers. Um, there was also a scene where they were in a morgue where those coffins also were. Well, but later on in the movie where the coffins were not longer there. And Mike threw a bag of ecstasy, a full bag, of ecstasy towards Marcus. And he caught it, but when he caught it, 2 pills of ecstasy flew out into a glass. And you probably can guess what's gonna happen next. Marcus took that glass without knowing that those pills were in there, put water in it, and drank the whole glass with pills and all. And now they had to go to their boss, to the captain, to get a warrant for, that person. Well, Marcus is very high, very high on ecstasy. When I tried ecstasy myself, well, I wasn't like that. I wish I was like that, but I was wired, just. I'll just keep it at weed, and don't do drugs, please. Don't do drugs. Maybe weed, but don't do drugs. And if you do alcohol, just do it responsibly, Don't drink and drive. Just don't drink until you black out, Or shit like that, Just do it with responsibly, Because alcohol is fucked up, Even though it's legal, it's still a drug, And it's one of the most accepted drugs, probably. Outside of, just painkillers, for in a hospital, But that's totally different, Those kind of drugs are totally different. Anyway, I like this movie. It was not as good as the first one, but it was still a lot of fun, and I can't wait for the third one, Bad Boys for Life. I think I will give this one a 4 out of 5. Go watch the movie yourself. Leave likes, recommend good Martin Lawrence or Will Smith movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Check out my second channel, Underdog Eats, where I do food streams every week from time to time outside and alcohol. On my third channel, Underdog Reacts, where I do primarily music. Link down below in the description. And see you guys next time. Bye.